y'all, my name is Bethany or Budget Bethany, and welcome to my kitchen for another week's worth of What's for Dinners. This week's What's for Dinner video is in collab with Shaunna from the Dickinson Homestead. I'm sure you guys are already following her because she's such an awesome lady that I have recently met here on YouTube. She shares foodie content just like I do, cook with me's, what's for dinners, grocery hauls, and stuff like that. She also has an Instagram that you can go follow her on, and she shares more of her day-to-day life just like I do on my Instagram account. So once you get through watching my What's for Dinner, head on over to her channel and watch her video and tell her that I sent you. And if you're from Shaunna's channel, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. Today is Tuesday, so it means like Taco Tuesday, but we're going to be doing some stuffed burritos. And I've got some ground beef right here that I browned up, and I just added in a little bit of taco seasoning. Then I've got some chicken kicking back here. I had 2 chicken breasts, and I just cut them up in those pieces like that with some bell pepper and some chili lime seasoning and a little bit of fajita seasoning. This is the chili lime seasoning I'm using, and I got this at the Dollar Tree for $1, y'all. And then here is my fajita seasoning. It's the Taco Bell kind. It came from Walmart. And then here is my taco seasoning. And then right here we've got a can of corn and a can of black beans. I've just got simmering in this pot with a little bit of taco seasoning. Not much, y'all. You just need just a little bit to taste. And y'all, I know it's really loud in here, so I apologize for that. My kids are back there playing and having a grand old time while I'm cooking. And then it's kind of loud with the stove cooking and everything. But right here I've got some just regular white rice that I boiled. And then I add in some salsa. The Great Value mild, thick, and chunky salsa. And then I also added in a little bit of this fajita seasoning that I showed y'all a while ago. And then right here we've just got some shredded iceberg lettuce and some mild cheddar cheese. We also have some white American cheese or some Gouda if we decided to use that. Then right here's our salsa. And I've also got these little soft shells. I'll probably use this for the kids, but I have some bigger ones that I'm going to use for mine and my husband's. Alright, so now it's time to load this bad boy down, and I'm going to start mine by adding some chicken. My husband wanted the ground beef, so that's who I cook the ground beef for, but for mine I'm adding some chicken, and then I'm going to add some of the black beans and corn, and then I'll add some of the Spanish rice that I kind of fixed really quick. I mean, it wasn't like real authentic Spanish rice, but it served its purpose. And then I'm going to add in some cheese and some lettuce and some salsa. Roll this huge thing up, and then I'm going to cut it in half and show you what it looks like on the inside. And here it is in all its giant, enormous deliciousness. It was so good, y'all. So if you're looking for something different to do on Taco Tuesday, I really recommend this. There's my husband's. Of course, his don't look as good as mine. Alright, tonight, y'all, we're going to be having some shrimp Alfredo or shrimp and grits because my husband does not eat Alfredo. But to start with, I got my shrimp in the pot coming to a boil with some Old Bay and some Tony seasoning. And then in a separate pot, I've got some water that I brought to a boil, and I'm just adding in some regular size spaghetti noodles. And then for the grits, I'm going to be using this Jim Dandy Quick 5-minute grits. These are my favorite grits to cook because they come out perfect every time. Back in the day, I used to have so much trouble cooking grits until I found these, and they come out perfect every time. Like I said, they're never clumpy or scorched or anything like that. So if you've had really bad troubles like me cooking grits, then I recommend you try this Jim Dandy Quick 5-minute kind of grits. Alright, so for my Alfredo sauce, I've got about a cup of heavy whipping cream in my pot, and I'm adding some Parmesan cheese and about 4 slices of the white American cheese. And then I'm going to put that on about medium-high heat just so that the cheeses and everything will hurry up and melt, because
you know, I ain't got all night to be standing here waiting for some cheese to melt. But anyway, you want to continually stir this cheese mixture or it will scorch. And I suppose I added some garlic powder also. So if you want a little bit of a garlic taste to your Alfredo sauce, add you some garlic powder too. Like I said, do not leave this. You will be able to tell when it's done because it will be ooey and gooey. And then here is my shrimp Alfredo once it was all plated up and done. It was so good, y'all. And then here's my husband's shrimp and grits. Alright, tonight we're going to have some barbecue chicken with some sides. For my barbecue chicken, I've just got right here in this baking dish in tinfoil, and then I'm going to be adding some mustard like I did on my ribs in my last week's What's for Dinner, and then I'll cover with the seasonings, and then Untitled barbecue sauce and bake it in the oven. And then for the sides, we're going to have a squash casserole, and this is everything you'll need to make it. And then right here, we're going to have some baked sweet potatoes with just some butter and some ground cinnamon, and then we're going to have some broccoli with this jalapeno Velveeta cheese. I got this from the Dollar Tree. We're going to give that a try. Never tried the jalapeno kind, but we have tried the regular plain cheese kind. And then I've just got 2 cans of green beans right here just for the kids because I don't really think that they'll eat the sweet potatoes or probably not the squash casserole, so they can have broccoli and green beans with theirs. But now I'm going to start getting my chicken ready to go in the oven. Alright, so to start with seasoning my chicken, I always like to add some kind of mustard, but I've been using this Southwest hot mustard just so I can use it up. But you can also use yellow mustard, and like I said, I did it in some ribs in my last week's What's for Dinner. I'm just going to spread this all on the chicken real evenly, and then I'm going to add my seasonings, and I always tell y'all to add whatever kind of seasonings you like because we do prefer to like a lot of the spicier seasonings, and I know some people do not like spice, so add whatever kind of seasonings that your mouth likes. Alright, so I just got my broccoli cut up and I've got it in this pot. I'm just going to boil it in the water, and then when it gets done I'm going to add the cheese to it. And then I've got my squash and my zucchini and onion and butter in this pan. And I'm just going to saute it until it gets almost done. And then I'll add it into my baking dish with the cream of mushroom and the cheese and the Ritz crackers. And then bake that in the oven till the cheese melts and everything like that. And then my sweet potatoes in there. And I'm just going to bake those until they're soft. And then my chicken down there in the bottom. Alright, so for the squash casserole, once your squash gets done, and you do not have to add the zucchini, but I had one that I needed to use up, so I just throwed it in there. You could just do squash, onion, butter, and garlic powder. That's what I normally do, but like I said, I was using this zucchini up really quick. So once you get that into your baking dish, you add a little bit of cheese. I just like to add cheese at this point just to make the squash and everything really cheesy. And then I added in 1 can of cream of mushroom. You could add 2, but I only needed 1 for mine. Then you're going to mix that cream of mushroom all around, and then you'll top with some more cheese and your Ritz crackers. And on top of the Ritz crackers, you were supposed to add some butter, but with everything I had going on in my kitchen this night, I forgot to do that. If you follow me on Instagram, then you've seen the behind the scenes of what was going on while I was making this squash casserole. If you're interested in following me on Instagram, my handle is just BudgetBethany3. So once you get all this mixed up and topped with everything, you'll put it in the oven on 350 for about 10 minutes. You just need it in there long enough to melt your cheese and for everything to kind of combine together, because basically everything else is already done. So here's my chicken once it comes out of the oven, and I did add some barbecue sauce, you know, halfway through of the cooking time. And then there's my sweet potatoes, and I cooked my sweet potatoes just as long as I cooked my chicken, so you can go by that schedule if you want to too. And then there's our squash casserole and our broccoli and cheese and the kids' green beans. Alright, and then here's our plate once it was all plated up. If you're looking for a quick, simple, southern comfort food meal idea, I would recommend you try this meal idea. I want to say thank you all for watching this week's What's for Dinner. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.